You don't even need an intro. You know exactly what I'm talking about. In games, especially RPGs, you're an organization god. And to you, it feels effortless. You plan out your builds, your skill stats, what you're going to do for your next steps, the mission sequence that you need to do. Everything is planned out. You even go in your inventory and make sure all the items in there are like evenly stacked and color coded and shit like that. You and I both know that if you had that same level of organization for your real life, you would be getting ahead of everyone else. And the problem is, you heard that before from productivity YouTubers who are just telling you to quit games and they know nothing about them. These people are telling you to leave behind the gold mine of productivity hacks that you've discovered in game design that got you to be so organized in the first place. There are 3 key reasons why you can't take that same level of effortless organization that you have for your game characters and apply it to organizing your own life. Understanding them, then following the frameworks that game designers use to solve these problems already in so many different games will help you get your own life just as organized as your game character's life. By the way, I'm Michael, and I've created a productivity app to turn your love for gaming into your greatest advantage in life. Everything I talk about on this channel has been made into actionable frameworks within the app because I don't want you to fall into the trap of endlessly doom-watching YouTubers who make you feel like you're improving when you're actually doing nothing. Life Game Design is still in its alpha pre-release stage, so it's free for you to download. And when it does become a paid product, I'll be giving away the best parts of it in a free version of the app. I'd love to tell you more about how game design can transform your life, so hit the subscribe button so I can see you again sometime. But let's be real, there are some things in games that are pointless for you to organize, and you will know exactly what they are, so you don't bother putting any time into it. And that's our first reason. You don't understand the clear benefits of organizing your life. To help gamers understand the importance of organizing things, they established it as a core part of the gameplay loop that is split between resource gathering, combat, and exploration. Within the game, this loop helps you understand that each stage supports one another. One of my favorite examples of this is Horizon Zero Dawn. So before you go into combat, you know you have to gather all the resources like arrows and bullets and all that kind of stuff before you head into a fight, because you know if you don't, you're going to end up losing that fight. Now, the thing with life is that it isn't the game that you think it is. We're not actually fighting other people in real life, but we have things that we need to do and things that we want to do. And if we don't organize our lives, we do less of the things that we want to do and more of the things that we need to do. This looks like really simple things like getting enough water, cleaning your room, and even doing things like meal prep or grocery shopping. The less you organize and systemize these processes, the less you'll be able to do of the things that you need to do, like show up to your job and have enough energy for it, and do more of the things that you want to do. Maybe you actually want to play games that inspire you, or maybe you want to work on something that's more meaningful to you, but you don't have the time or energy because your time has been taken up by all these organization tasks that you haven't streamlined because you haven't been shown how to streamline them and you don't really understand how much of an impact that they have. One of the best ways to replace gaming is weightlifting because it really follows this gameplay loop so clearly. If we think about the resource gathering of weightlifting, first it's about gathering the resources that you need to be able to go to the gym. You know that you have to put your shoes on, get changed, make sure you're hydrated, bring your water bottle and your gym bag, all that kind of stuff. And even before then, you have to make sure you eat something before or prepare something to eat after you go to the gym. In the combat stage of the gym, it's literally just showing up and doing the work. And maybe you're even going to hit a boss battle kind of challenge. That would be like hitting a PR, but that doesn't always happen. So the main part of it is just literally doing the process of going to the gym, lifting the weights, following your training program. And then you get into the last stage, which is exploration and rest. You know that you can't just spend your whole day at the gym to get bigger. Once you understand the research science behind it, you understand that muscles don't grow in the gym, they grow when you go to sleep. So after you've done your session of quote unquote combat by going to the gym, then you go on to exploration and rest. First off is exploration, where you look at how other people are lifting and see if you can kind of take their techniques and apply it to your own program to see if you get any benefit out of it. This is exactly the same as when you go exploring in Horizon Zero Dawn, you see a new weapon that can tackle a certain type of enemy a bit more efficiently. And that's the same thing when you're looking at exercises in the gym. So you take that information, apply it to your next session and see how it works. It's an experiment. It might go right, it might go wrong. And the other part of exploration is rest, because you can't just spend all your time lifting weights in the gym to get as big as possible. You have to take a break and you have to prioritize your sleep. So if you think about the process of building a more muscular physique within that frame of the gameplay loop and understand that games follow that same exact design, you'll realize how much one of these stages supports the other. And you'll have to look into, optimizing your nutrition, optimizing your sleep in order to be better at the quote unquote combat. And that's the whole point of this. And not only does it apply to the gym, it applies to the main thing that game designers want you to do in the first place, which is build and learn new skills. This gameplay loop is absolutely key to help you sustainably build skills that help you get better at doing all different things in your life. And game designers spend most of their development time understanding and really fleshing out this loop, because if this loop is not established properly within a game, gamers will just put it down. Because the thing is, you don't get paid to play games. You get paid to go to work, so you show up and do it all the time. But you don't get paid to play games. And so whenever a game doesn't feel engaging for you, you're gonna put it down. So game designers are forced to make sure that these systems are so well fleshed out that people don't drop their game because they don't get any money from it if they don't think about these things so clearly. The second reason why you don't organize your life as much as your in-game character is because you either don't have a system for it, or if you do have a system for it, it's so horrible that you don't get rewarded for it. Think about how you organize your character in a game, and when you open up your menu, you get to see all of the things that you've collected and all of the things that have shown you all the amount of work that you have put into that character. It feels fun organizing the things that show you the amount of work that you've put in to do something. But with productivity systems that I've seen at least, there's a thing where all your tasks and projects are hidden away in an archive and you never see them again, because it's following that old school business mentality where the only thing that they want you to do is be more and more productive, and don't look at what you've already done because there's no point in that. Look ahead to see what you need to do because we need profit margins. And this is probably one of the biggest reasons why these productivity apps just suck, because they don't have game design. The thing is, organizing your life is something that you don't have to do. It's something that you're going to want to do. And these productivity apps are inspired by business style design. They're inspired by systems and processes that have to be done if you're an employee. Think about a project or task management system that a workplace uses. That system doesn't have to be made to be engaging or fun or anything like that, because they know that the people who use it have to show up to work or they get fired. The thing with in-game menus in games is, like I said before, you can drop the game at any time. So if you feel like you hate their in-game system and how they organize things, you can literally just drop it and find another game that does it better. This is why game designers were forced to make their management systems so much more better, clearer, aesthetic, and follow such a more clear-cut process than business design styled apps do. The way I solve this problem in life game design is that every time you complete a project or a task, it becomes an achievement that you look onto in your reflection stage. The third and final reason why you're not as organized in games as you are in life is because if you have a bad achievement system, or if you have no achievement system, why the hell would you want to put the time and effort into organizing your life in the first place? If the only thing you define achievement by is what's been taught to you by society, it's going to be things like business productivity. Did you get a new job? Did you go for that promotion? They're not going to reward you for doing the things that you actually enjoy in life. And it's not going to encourage you to find more of those things that you actually enjoy and put more time and effort into it. 3 years ago, I dived and binged watched documentaries on game design, and my favorite one was God of War. But if I looked at some productivity guru to tell me if I'm succeeding or not, he would have told me that I'm wasting my time. A person wouldn't have been able to see that having fun and learning something at the same time led me into building something that I can use creatively. In games like Fallout, there are different attributes for different types of playstyles. And in the game, you can't say that one playstyle is more productive than the other, because it really doesn't matter. What are we doing this game for? What are we playing this game for? We're playing this game to have fun, build, and learn more. And it's literally the same in life, and you have a clear attribute system telling you exactly what skills you need to focus on for you to find fulfillment. I can't tell you what that is because I don't know the quote-unquote playstyle that you enjoy. And that's actually another trap that you can fall into within self-improvement, is that you're going to be told very convincingly by YouTubers what kind of stats that you need to focus on in life, but they don't carry the context of who you are as a person, and some things may not apply. But I can tell you from this attribute system that I created called OctaCore that these core areas of life will determine your fulfillment in life, and that fulfillment will determine your productivity. This is where I need to make a really clear distinction between fun and fulfillment. See, thinking one-dimensionally and kind of on the outside, for people who don't know games, they think that games are only designed for fun. But if you've ever seen anyone play something like Dark Souls or Demon Souls, you'll know that it is not fun. But the process of grinding towards killing a boss that you really want to take down that proves your level of skill, That is what is fulfillment. And life needs to be designed in the same way. We need to prioritize fulfillment instead of fun. I don't really have time to talk about it in this video, but you can watch the video I made about this attribute system and how it can help you understand, organize, and optimize every area of your life. You'll also be able to see my app in action in that video, so click the link to see how all of what I just talked about is actionably applied.